Okay then, Raiders, we are back and we've got loads to go over today as the community team are now finally reaching out for a very big celebration. We've also got some looks at what it is that they're doing behind the scenes, as it appears that they are really starting to develop down, and next Tuesday something big could be coming. Although we don't know how it is that the studio are going to cope, as Patrick Soderlund manages to talk about the live service plans, but more so new games coming from the development studio itself. We've also got some social interactions coming in from the streamer community, and this is a very, very wild one indeed, and I want to know your guys' opinions. If you haven't already, smash that beautiful like button and subscribe with post notifications turned on. It'd be so greatly appreciated. Make sure you check out our incredible sponsor, GamerSupps, a company that offer esports athletes and gamers alike with the most effective and healthy energy drink option, and we've got loads of bundles dropping all the time, so make sure you hit the link down in the description. Use code CloudPlays at checkout for a cheeky discount. We're also giving away a free copy of the game, or if you've already got the game and you want Raider tokens, well, we'll replace it with that. It's very simple though. Head down to the comments and put any coloured love heart. It's going to enter you in. We're going to be announcing the winner on Tuesday with the big update hopefully coming. With that being said, let's dive into the game and see what's happening right now inside of Arc Raiders. So, with no patch update last week, no skin rotation, and no real moves last week other than the trials, it appears that the game is becoming quite quiet, and for some players, becoming quite stale with 2 weeks in a row with barely anything rotating round. So, they've managed to celebrate 1 million on Discord instead, and they've got a contest for you guys. This is a awesome one, a high exposure photo contest where you can show the world of Arc Raiders through your lens. Now, unfortunately, you can only upload up to 2 photos per user, and the photos may be cropped or compiled, so like load of smaller images inside of a single image, but photos cannot be otherwise edited outside of in-game capabilities. So obviously they're there for the main root cause of what it is you can actually capture, not your editing skills. So make sure those photos are raw, don't change anything, as you will be disqualified. There's a load to come from it, so make sure you get involved, as the top 10 submissions will each win 1,150 Raider tokens. I absolutely love it. It's going to be running in the high exposure contest inside of the Discord between February 6th and February 16th. So make sure you get involved with that. It's very simple, man. Just take a couple of photos and then put it in. You may even get lucky. Now, we've got to talk about some other stuff, as it appears that yesterday brought on a load of people complaining after we just recently received all of the information with regards to the Arc Raiders Expedition Wave number 2, and loads of people were really not impressed by this, mainly so with the catch-up mechanic. Somebody was asking inside the Discord, why is everyone crying about today? And somebody said, did you fail to complete last season's expedition? No, you didn't. Embark is letting you catch up, and the 8% who did expeditions is now big mad because they're no longer special sports at 8. Now, I'm intrigued. The reason why I'm bringing this up is I want to know what your guys' opinions are, and I want to know how it is that as a community you are actually looking at this. Are you annoyed by the catch-up mechanic? Are you not annoyed by the catch-up mechanic? Was the 5 mil just a really big number, and now that they've dropped it down to 3 mil, have essentially allowed you to catch up because it was a unreasonable amount of coinage to actually collect? I have no idea, man, but they're obviously doing something. So I want to know what your guys' opinions are in the comment section below. Moving on from that, though, Tuesday is looking to be very, very intriguing, as we hadn't had any change listings happening inside of the game's back-end files on Steam, on the Steam DB page, for around 10 days. And then yesterday, it started peaking up again. Today, we've still got some more changes, so it does seem that they are definitely working on something, and it's intriguing as to how it is that it's going to run through. I think that this game has definitely got a very, very big lifeline ahead of it, as long as they don't ruin it. And what is one easy way for a development team to actually ruin their games? Well, it's by just releasing a shed ton more. We just had an article go up by IGN, and now we know that IGN are not the most reliable source, but unfortunately, they are the biggest sources for interviews when it goes to some of the high-end people. And the main character inside of Embark Studios, the Embark boss, Mr. Patrick Soderlund, managed to talk live service plans, banning cheats and the secret source to PvE, but that's not what we're interested about. There was one segment in the middle where he talks about how long it is that a live service game can actually go based on the money that they've actually earned, and what it is that they can actually do with that money and where they can go with it. He goes on to state right here that we can live for a long time on the money money that Arc Raiders has been generating, and that does give financial security and employment stability for the people that work here. We're growing our studio, we're hiring people, we want to build more of Arc Raiders, but we want to build more of the finals. We also have 2 new games in development that we hope to finish someday. So for us, it's a sigh of relief, obviously, for any developer, and we're incredibly happy for that, of course, and thankful for everyone that's been supporting of us by buying the game. Now, the biggest partake on that is that they've got 2 new games in development. Now, a lot of people were extremely worried about this and were really worried about how it would impact the game. We're going to put it to a bit of a comparison point, okay? They're in Stockholm. They have a decent number of people in there. Somebody else over in Stockholm who is seeming to do the bare minimum to just one game has around 100 to 130 different employees, which is Arrowhead Game Studios with Helldivers 2. Now, Embark Studios, if you just go into Google and search it, the Stockholm-based video game developer founded in 2018, which is quite a long time ago, and a subsidiary of Nexon has grown significantly, with current estimates indicating that they are approximately 300 to 370 people large as far as 2025 to 2026. The team, which works on titles like the Finals and Arc Raiders, has grown from around 50 people in 2019 to this larger elite-sized team of nearly 400 people. Now, this is a massive studio based on what they had originally, which was a bog standard 50 to 70 based when they were actually working on everything in 2019. What this essentially means is that no, Arc Raiders is not going to suffer because they're working on 2 new games, because if they can have 50 people work on the Finals and Arc Raiders, well, then they're going to be absolutely fine expanding that out. What I will say, though, is that with such a large team, the main development team for it now won't be the same people as that. So just because it's a studio that's designing something, it's not always the greatest minds that are working on them. So I'm intrigued to see what these 2 new titles are, but I don't think those of you guys in Arc Raiders need to worry. One thing they do need to add, though, with their development is this right here, where somebody states that making an expedition worthwhile in one easy step. Let us take a blueprint or 2 with us on our expedition. Now, we are obviously hopping into a capsule. Why on earth can we not take a couple of blueprints with us? It actually is a little bit wild to me. I feel like there should be a thing where you can lock in about 100,000. That would be really, really cool. It doesn't matter what it is that you can take with you, but locking in 100,000 that you can obviously stash would be incredible for me. If you want to lock in 2 blueprints, and we can do that. But I would quite like the ability to take a few weapons, take a few trinkets, and then allow the ducks to be able to take them with us so that they can stay in the rooms. And I think that there's really cool movement. 100,000 is a very, very large stretch, but maybe that's me shooting too high so that they can meet us in the middle. I think it would be absolutely hilarious that they would do that for us. And I do agree, though. I think that a couple of blueprints really would make all the difference, and I think it would make a lot more people do the expedition than not. Unfortunately, right now, though, the expedition is running into a really weird partake, so we'll see how it goes on the next one, but it kind of pays to do it now. If you don't do it by this time in about 6 to 9 months, you are going to be so far behind, it's insane. Anyway, moving forward, we've got to talk about the burnt peanut. The reason we got to talk about that is because I want to know your take on it, and I think that it's absolutely insane that this guy is being called out for viewbotting. He is absolutely everywhere. He is now a household name. Even people who don't play the game know who Peanut is. I am a father, and I've got a couple of children at home, and even then, some of them know how it is that Peanut acts, what he plays, what he does, and they use his main phrases. It's absolutely hilarious. I don't understand how people are saying that he is, but he is obviously fighting back and saying that he's not a viewbotter. Unfortunately, with popularity comes criticism. With criticism comes morons that come out of the woodwork. Let me know your opinion via the comment section below. And based on comment sections below, we've got to take a look at the video yesterday and what it is that you guys had to say in the top comments over there, where the devs finally dropped the news on the Tier 2 expedition. This first one right here coming from Garand06 states, ready for my first expedition. Now, I absolutely love that. I didn't do the first expedition. For me personally, I looked at it and I kind of tried to weigh up my options, and I obviously made a massive mistake on it now looking back, but weighing up my options and thinking that if they were going to make any mistakes, it was going to happen on the first one. Little did I know that they were actually going to rectify certain things. So yeah, it's a bit of a nightmare, and now I'm obviously an expedition behind, but make sure you join us at Garand, and good luck on your expedition. This next one right here from Stealthy states, I would even pay 1 mil to perma unlock one of my blueprints. There needs to be some sort of mechanic to keep them. Not looking forward to the grind of a full blueprint collection for the 3rd time. Yeah, I do actually agree with that. that, I think that the next comment that we have from Mad Hatter is actually a great follow-up. He states, I don't understand the premise of doing the expedition. Somehow they think that it's going to be fun to do the exact same thing every few months over and over again for 10 years. Now, this is the biggest problem that they are probably going to walk into, is that realistically, if people are already not looking forward to the grind of blueprints a third time round, then people are not going to be lasting long, because realistically, with a 10-year gate on what it is that they want to do, this could be a very, very dramatic time period, and a very, very large amount of the player base could drop off between Expedition 3 and 4. You never know. We'll wait and see how it plays. Let me know in the comments if you guys are going to be doing the expedition and how it is that you think of it. If you haven't already, make sure you smash that like button. Thank you so much again for watching, guys. I appreciate all of your faces. But as always, up until the next time, I'll see you in the clouds.